What up? It's your boy Los with I Think They Lost Their Mind podcast. It's your boy Los here. I got my man with me.
It's Lew, baby.
How you feeling today, Lew?
Oh, man, we're good, beloved. You know what I'm saying? Episode 11.
Episode 11.
11, man.
Episode 11, man.
11
Hey, we touching the surface just a little bit. We scratching it.
Definitely getting, we definitely, but it's definitely getting harder.
Pause.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Man, you start off with this craziness.
I got chill.
Yo.
I got to chill.
I mean, you could have said it's getting tougher or something like that.
Yeah.
Why is it? Why is it though?
Making sure that we come up with authentic material, right? And we don't want to be over here just talking.
Right.
Right. There's two nut ass niggas talking.
Yeah,
You know
no
what I'm
doubt.
saying?
I mean, that's why I brought up the idea of bringing somebody else on too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just give it something different. Just deal with a different look. But I am going to say this. I don't think that. I think it's getting tougher to a certain point. But I think only reason why it's becoming difficult because when it comes down to people really enjoying certain episodes, you're trying to figure out how can you make this one better than that one.
The last one. Okay.
Yeah, that's the toughest part of it all. You know what I mean? But I mean, listen, it is what it is because only some people will reach out and say they like a certain episode, but then the next episode you got another person saying a different thing.
People have different opinions about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by LL13 Fitness and Heartbeat Security. Two powerhouses moving with purpose. LL13 Fitness is where dedication meets results. Mind right, body tight, and remember, we got work to do. And Heartbeat Security, they are not just watching doors, they are protecting dreams. Real presence, real protection. Trust a brand that do more than this talk. They deliver. The Instagram page for LL13 Fitness is at LL13 Fitness. The website, ll13fitness.com. The telephone number, 443-676-5882. And Heartbeat Security. Instagram, at Heartbeat Security. Email address, hrtbtscrt@gmail.com. For one more time, hrtbtscrt@gmail.com, and the telephone number is 443-676-5882. Let's get right back to the pod.
And that's cool. That's cool. But what's the hot topics for this week?
We got a couple things, man. The BET Awards was on this week.
Yeah. I checked them out.
You did?
Checked it out. Man, I checked a few things out. That boy Kai Cenat, man. He always and he always into whatever he got going on. He always be able to bring that streaming thing, to surface, and he really always. I love his personality, and he still gets starstruck off of it. Certain people we see saw SZA. He was just like so happy, like a kid. I mean, technically, he is a kid.
He is a kid. But to touch on that, I watched a little bit of highlights too. I actually watched the stream.
Oh, you did?
Phenomenal, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yo, it was good.
See, I haven't watched the stream.
I watched it, and he definitely shows excitement when you see people. Maybe it's the first time seeing him.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's seeing Kirk Franklin went crazy.
Yeah.
But one of the things I love that he did is two things I love, bro. He is himself.
He is himself.
Authentic,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Authentic.
And then one of the things that I love that so he came back and got this man.
Yeah.
Man couldn't get into the BET Awards with his niece.
Yeah.
They try to play him.
Yeah, no doubt.
And he said, I'm gonna call Thanos.
Yep.
Which was Kai Cenat.
And listen, he said, and I looked at it there after. He said, "Yo, I can tell y'all everything, but I'm stepping my game up." He said because they had a rule where if you're not an iconic, you can't bring family with you or a child with you.
Yeah.
And he saw how big of a deal was. Everything changed when Kai Cenat came and grabbed him and walked his niece right in, and it was no problem. So, man, he just felt like, yo, this was a humbling experience for me. That's what he said. He said it's a humbling experience because, in all actuality, he thought he was in, and he really found out that He wasn't in.
No, he wasn't. He just couldn't. He was good. She wasn't
I
good.
know, but what I'm saying in is you ain't Kai Cenat.
So he wasn't in.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where
he wasn't in.
you got
But no, realistically. So that too, and two things that I love. He took a negative and made it a positive.
Yep.
Because he could have went off and got
absolutely
and went crazy, said a bunch of things and got negative, but he didn't. Right? He reversed it and used a situation that wasn't the best. And you know what? I'm gonna come back better. Right?
Yep.
And another thing was Kai Cenat did was like, yo, they weren't letting you in. I wasn't coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Standing by.
Come on, man.
It was just like the times back in the day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We going to the club.
Yeah.
And they tell your little ass you can't come in. And I used to have to come out the club and come get you. Oh, yo, that's my little man. Bring his little ass in. And they used to be like, Los,
Right.
since you calling for him, you got it. Because they just ain't like your big nose ass. So the bouncers used to always say, no, this nigga going to sit outside the club.
Yeah, that's when you had the red outfit on with the blue pants.
Call it what you want.
Okay.
But I got in the club.
You don't recall it, but all right, cool. I damn sure don't recall that. But anywho,
I pay $100 to get in. We don't want your money, little man. But speaking of Kai Cenat,
but that too, and that really showed. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yo, listen, even the celebrities really wanted to meet that.
Yeah, they did.
Like, yo, they was happy to see him.
Yeah.
Boy, it was crazy. Go ahead. I know.
But I mean, but to touch on it with my man Kai Cenat, we understand that he's only 23 years old.
Only 23.
And your boy, my boy Wale, wasn't failing him not knowing who he was. So I guess they was like in a parking garage and they was passing and Wale had like a Nintendo DS or something like that.
He had a Switch.
He did
not have a DS.
And so he acknowledged that he had the Switch, not knowing who it was. So once he got back in the truck, he looked and he was on chat, and the chat was putting Wale in there. He's like, he even called him like Waller or something. He was like, who? Waller? Oh, that was the famous person? What'd he do?
Yeah.
And the guy in the back was like, Rat.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, so he didn't even know who he was. And I think it showed, and Wale was embarrassed about it. And so he came up to him in the awards, still on chat, and was basically saying to him, like, man, it was kind of weird that, that you ain't know me or embarrassed or something.
Yeah, he said something like, man, you kind of got me looking crazy out here.
Mm-hmm,
you got me looking crazy. Mm-hmm. And Kai Cenat was like, what you talking about?
Yeah, he was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it is, to me personally, I like Wale music, but you can't fault a nigga who don't. Kai Cenat is 23. You know what I'm saying? Wale 40 years old. I mean, no disrespect, you ain't LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But so you're a little older, he didn't listen to your music.
Man, he got different type of music. I'm a big Wale fan, but I just think that some people don't, they'll take the Meek Mill, if you had to pick, they'll take Meek Mill, Rick Ross and them over Wale. Yeah. Wale just got a different culture about him.
And a different fan base, right? So, but, to me, I think it was a weak move, though. It was weak. You know what I'm saying? You could have did that later on or something.
Now, question, do you think sometimes those things are, because how are you passing Wale in like a parking garage setting? Wale don't have nobody with him, and he holding a Nintendo Switch in his hand.
He know him.
Huh?
He said, no, we don't know. What's wrong?
Yeah, but they were like by the awards or something like that, right?
I think they was leaving from, I don't know if they was by the awards or leaving from a hotel or something.
Okay.
I mean, but why would, what's wrong?
No, it's nothing. It's normal, but how a lot of rappers have a small entourage with them. I know Wale ain't as big as people think he is, but you still will bring your peoples with you. And he was just walking, passing by. So it kind of felt like it was kind of like planned. You know what I mean? In a way.
You think so?
And yo, a lot of the stuff lately has been like, even with the kid Reggie, shout out to Reggie from Baltimore, who on the team with Kai.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of those things, So
what happened with Reggie though?
So what you mean?
You said something happened with Reggie.
Well, some of those things is planned. Like I ain't think
like even
that. Even them saying Kai, because you think he just was that ignorant to know that Kai wasn't filming while he was in a BET Awards?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know he was filming.
Okay.
Because look, you gotta think about it. A lot of people not really up
because
on
it's
streaming.
filming. Okay.
I think we should stream. W the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what he be saying, right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I like it too. But nah. Yeah. Because you gotta think about it as too. streaming is not for everybody. Like a lot of people don't know about streaming like
Yeah.
that for real. I mean, that's like the new version of YouTube.
I heard him talking about it today, how he got 700 something thousand followers and he has 80,000 subscribers. It's bringing him in about 400,000
A month.
a month.
Yeah. He just
And that's just not someone, because he was kind of putting out there that he basically usually is supposed to be 50-50 cut,
yeah.
but he could negotiate with Twitch,
the platform. Okay.
the platform. He can negotiate with them of what he really getting. So
yo, listen, that too, and you
killing
got
the game,
he just did a streaming university.
Yeah, I know, that was dope. That was dope.
Shit went crazy.
That was
bro.
dope. Yeah. I enjoyed
yo,
it
listen,
too.
it's a whole different generation with
Yeah,
streaming. We
it
should
is.
go on the streaming.
It is. It is.
We
I
should
mean,
get
what
on
y'all
the
think?
streaming.
I mean, listen,
Yeah, we on the stream.
man, check with the chat.
Yeah, we on the
See what
chat.
they
Should
say.
we be on the stream?
Yeah,
You know
no
what I
doubt.
mean?
I like it.
I don't want to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I don't either.
Nah,
I want
for sure.
all of it.
Whoa.
Pause.
Yo.
Yeah, that was a little crazy.
Why? All of it? that boy
crazy.
That boy want to punish you.
Man, listen. So I mean, listen, there was some movies that I checked out this week, chat.
Okay.
And I ain't a movie type guy. A lot of people know I'm not too much into movies, but when it's, hyped up or whatever, I try to see it. So the first one I saw we gonna talk about was Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that, and to be quite honest with you, I thought it was, let's speak the good of it. I thought it was dope that my man was Jordan was playing, two roles. You know what I mean? That was phenomenal. He's playing two roles.
Yeah.
He was a slickster, tough, tough dude.
Yeah.
And I felt like, they was kind of throwing a few, some history points in. I like how they went back to history. They did their whole dancing scene. But if you could have told me that it was dealing with vampires, I would have told you no. Because it kind of...
Did you like the movie though?
It was okay, but I felt like it was overhyped. I felt like it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. And again, that's only my first time watching it. Sometimes I had to watch a movie 2 and 3 times in order to grasp.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't watch it two, 3 times.
Yeah, somebody else said that too. They couldn't watch it the second time.
I only watch it one time and good. I mean, not to cut you off. Like I said, number one with the black film. You know what I mean? Ryan Coogler produced the movie, which is fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
I think we threw it off with the vampire shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, this is a vampire movie. You know what I'm saying? But I get the concept, the dances, the different evolution of the dances, the Bloods, the Crips, the Native Americans who try to warn the whites, but of course, based off the culture, they're not listening to them. Yeah, I get all that. You know what I'm saying? But
it was deep. It was deep in that. But I guess the vampire just took me off. I thought it would be a more realistic setting.
Yeah.
When it came down to it all, I thought it'd be more realistic versus the vampire thing.
Yeah.
The vampire thing was a little crazy, right? It threw its sauce into it, I would say.
Right.
It threw a little spice into it, but at the same time, it was just a few things that I caught. And I just felt like, when I first heard about it, everybody was speaking so highly of it, and no one mentioned really what the plot was around. I wish that they would have gave more backstory of them in Chicago.
What was the plot?
I mean, from what I get, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. You about to make some shit up. Go ahead.
No. And when I say what the plot was, I'm talking about surrounding like the club, getting everybody into the club. Only some people being allowed in the club, and certain things like I said, different cultures, different dances, and the whole nine. I just think that I didn't think that the plot will be based around just that club scene once they got there.
Right.
I thought it'd just be more than that. I did catch early on that what the dad said to the kid about bringing the devil back.
Yeah.
I felt like that would have been the whole reason being for a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the movie was cool. I mean, I agree with you as far as a lot of people put a lot of
they hyped it up.
Come on, man. But it was cool.
It was a good movie.
Cool.
It was a good movie. It just caught me by surprise with the vampire.
Yeah. What else you see?
Man, I saw a straw. I saw a straw, man. Shout out to Tyler Perry. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Cameo Consulting Company, a security agency and private detective agency within the state of Maryland and Washington, D.C., where our goal is to provide outstanding services, protection for our clients, and we are determined to build and establish a relationship within the community and businesses in need of our services. We are also MBE, DBE, and SBE certified through the state of Maryland. The services we provide are bodyguard and asset protection, executive protection, funeral details, patrol services and event security, private investigation, and surveillance. We look forward to providing you with our outstanding services and making your needs our priority. Our Instagram is Cameo Consultant Co. Facebook, Cameo Consultant Company. Our website is www.cameoconsultantco.com. And the phone number to reach us is 443-415-9636.
Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Taraji.
Shout out to, yeah.
Shout out to Teyana Taylor.
Absolutely.
She did good too.
And the other female as well.
What's her name?
I forget her name, but she did well.
Though. She did good too.
But only reason why I said Tyler Perry, nothing against her. I was going to say shout out to them, but I say shout out to Tyler Perry for giving a black woman an opportunity.
For sure.
Just giving that much. Certain times, us in our culture, you just need the opportunity. And when given the opportunity, and he has given a lot of black actors, actresses, a lot of people throw salt on Tyler Perry's name, but he is given some type of opportunity.
For sure. And he gave which kind of opportunity? Which was one of the most phenomenal things in the movie, Sinbad.
Yeah, Sinbad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people counted him out.
Oh no, he had
I know he had a stroke. I know that. But what I'm saying is to be counted out and to not feel like you're wanted anymore. And him putting him in that position, that was a good thing. And it could open up jobs in the future for Sinbad, him doing that. So man, shout out to Tyler Perry. But man, there's a lot to touch on when you watch that movie, man. And I think, we're gonna tie in. That's gonna be, maybe a topic to the podcast.
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons why we podcast today. We're gonna dedicate it to the ladies.
We're gonna dedicate it to the strong females. I know a lot of women don't like the strong black woman thing, so I'm gonna refrain from that and say,
how you can't be a strong black woman?
Because a lot of women don't like to be they don't like that. They don't like that gesture. So I'm gonna say to my ladies, to great females, man, listen, keep doing y'all thing, man. To speak on it, just to see a woman's power. Just to see a woman's power and see how much a woman can put up with.
For sure.
Man, listen, I would have curled up. I couldn't even walk out the hospital.
Yeah.
Versus even trying to move on to even start your next day after dealing with it. You would have found me in the bed curled up with my thumb in my mouth crying all night. But for a woman,
all that though?
I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, but for a woman to be able to, and we all know what the ending of it was, but to a woman to even be able to still try to get things done, which could have been a part of her nervous breakdown, but still trying to get things done and just doing what you're used to doing, man, that's so phenomenal. That's so phenomenal. And that's why, I thank my mother, a lot because, just being, she's a tough cookie, but I see why a lot of black, especially black women, just are thrown so many different cards to play. And if they get into a situation, we spoke about a prior to the podcast, where a man just don't want nothing to do with the child. It's not too many women that's going to abandon that child and have nothing to do with that child. They just going to have to reap what they sow and deal with it.
I hear you. Let me ask you a question, though. I hear you talking that talk. I hear you. Would you have the same aspiration if the movie was a man? Would you say the same thing? The fact that it was a woman, would it be the same height, the same momentum that everybody's giving the movie if that was a man?
I'm going to say yes. And the reason being, you ask me would I give it that height? Because I'm going to throw a movie at you, John Q. That was kind of on the same lines as this one.
No.
Yes, he had a, listen, Yes, he had a wife.
Okay, then, but it takes away. Once she had the wife, it takes
Yeah,
away the car.
yeah, I
What are
get
you
it.
talking
I
about?
get it. I was just thinking about the sacrifice of him
Nah, we talking about
putting
nah.
his life in front of everything and like, yo, I don't care. I'm
No,
standing
no,
up for
no,
my
cuz
child.
that's not the
Okay,
same thing. I'm gonna ask
okay.
you the question. So you said would it have the same vibration and energy if that was a man?
Daddy's Girl. Tyler Perry had the Daddy's Girl thing. I really felt real highly of that.
Yo, but it wasn't like this though.
It wasn't like this. She had
No.
nobody. She had no help at all.
Yeah, I mean
She had
that
no
too,
help at
and
all.
just I think that Tyler Perry was smart because I think you told me, or maybe somebody told me, it really originated from a man story.
Oh wow,
I
I
heard
didn't
this
know
was
that.
a real story, but it was a man
Okay.
who was in the I guess military army. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I heard. But he spent it and made it about a woman. But I don't think it was this is a story of a woman. I think it's a true story, but it was a man.
Yeah, but you're gonna get more of support and more of an audience. You put a woman in that position.
Exactly. That's why he was smart. But my thing is, I think the movie was phenomenal. Did you cry?
I did not. I did not. Um,
I did.
I know you did,
Yeah, I said a couple times.
and the reason why I didn't cry, maybe because the setting I was in when I was watching it just wouldn't allow me to get so deep into it for me to cry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know how
No, I
sometimes,
don't understand.
well, sometimes when you're watching a movie and you're in a certain setting, um, it kind of pushes you in that position to gain so many feelings for the actual movie. And I think the setting I was in at the time, not to speak too far into it, but the setting I was in at the time, I was a bit distracted from the movie
Okay.
just a little bit.
Okay.
So certain things I just at the ending part was truly like
I was happy.
I was happy, but the ending part was truly like, man, it was
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
I think what really did something to me, man, was the situation involving like you being broken and you like at a position where no one know what you're going through or no one understands what you have encountered. You could be going through a bad day and people still stomping on you.
Yeah.
So and let's talk about it. Even the boss, right? So she just wanted her check at that point. She wanted her check at that point, and him being the total asshole he was, which a lot of times you don't understand what people are going through. So you're being a total asshole to basically force her to now you lose your life, you being an asshole or blaming something that was really a misunderstanding.
How was it misunderstanding?
Well, him believing that she had this set up because of what.
Oh, you talking about that situation?
Yeah, with
no,
that
I mean, but
situation.
his thing was, I fired Jack, the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So that was that. You know what I'm saying?
And it was just like her check was like right there.
Yeah.
And for him to say that I'm a mail it, that was just kind of awful, man. It just the level of empathy some people don't have. Even when it came down to the cops, I was fucking blown by that because I have seen it. I have seen someone to all the way at the bottom, and you can as a cop, we can speak on it where I have pulled people over that has had suspended license, insurance bad, tags messed up and everything, and you could tell their day is so effed up.
Yeah.
And at some point, even before the body worn cameras, you could have. It was a such thing as discrepancy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it was so many police officers out there that I saw that didn't give a shit whether it was your grandmother, your mother, your long lost.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
They just was like, the book is the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they only did that to certain people.
Yeah.
They didn't do that to everybody. So I'm saying that to say when those two police officers handled the situation the way they did, and the female police officer was just as worse as the guy.
Nah, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was.
No, she wasn't.
Because she didn't hold him accountable.
But she wasn't just as worse as him.
She was, champ. Because you knew what he did. She knew that he hit her car.
Right.
But she didn't do anything about it, champ.
What she
That's just like, holding him accountable.
How?
Internal affairs.
Yeah.
Talking to a supervisor.
Nah, but come on, bro. But 9 times out of 10, that's not happening.
Listen, the world we living in now, you've been away from it for some time.
But it's not happening.
But the world that we living in now, you gonna get the short end of the stick just as well as me if you try to cover up what I did to someone
I'm
else.
agreeing with.
So I felt like her
Right.
being a woman, yeah, she's a white woman,
Yeah.
but I felt like she knew what transpired.
I think
And
she knew he
didn't.
did something. Yeah.
She knew he did it.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
did something. Yeah, for sure.
well, she knew he did it because when the female Teyana Taylor asked her what transpired, she said she knew that he hit the car
No.
and ran her off the road.
Let me understand. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying she wasn't as compared to him. That's all I'm saying.
She was.
Nah.
Hey,
she
yo,
wasn't.
listen, you gotta understand. That's, for instance, we can speak about when you know certain things happen, you know, and say me and you robbing a bank,
Right.
and we robbing a bank together. We conspire to rob a bank together, and I shoot the clerk.
Okay.
Right? I shoot the clerk,
Okay.
and we all run off.
Okay.
We conspired to rob the bank together.
Got you.
I shot the clerk, so that's both our body.
I'm not disputing that.
So therefore, I felt like.
But the victim is going to say, yeah, they both played the role, but he shot me. What did he do? He didn't do anything. He stood there. He didn't.
He stood there and didn't do anything. Did he report it?
Yo, but once again, I'm not disputing our arguments. You know, the argument. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not saying. What I'm saying to you is, if I don't shoot you, I'm sorry, the scenario is he threatened to kill her. If he should have, he did all that. Cool. The woman didn't. She wasn't. I'm not saying she was nice, but she wasn't as mean as he was.
It don't matter whether she was
that's
mean.
the argument that I'm having.
She could have.
It wasn't equal.
She threw even more salt on it because after knowing that he did this to her, she wrote her all the tickets, towed her fucking vehicle, and
okay.
You know what I'm
saying? Okay.
So she was just as bad as her, and we don't at times as an officer, you don't know what type of day someone's having.
But she told.
But
her,
she was.
But why she towed the vehicle though? I'm not saying she was right though. But why she towed the vehicle?
Because she didn't have her tags was expired.
Okay, I'm not saying it was right, but I mean the tag was wrong. She towed the car,
but you could take the tags in some instances.
And she towed the car because she couldn't leave it on the street. It was an accident. It was an accident. I'm not disputing that.
No. Well,
it
was an accident. It was an accident. No, it was yeah. I mean, it was an accident, but her car was still drivable.
Okay, I'm not saying, but but you took the tags. So how you gonna drive a car with no tags on that?
You can't drive a car with no tags.
My point exactly. Okay, that's why she towed the damn car. I'm not saying she was right, though. I'm not. That's one thing I'm not saying.
I'm not saying that the officer was wrong for towing the vehicle, but what I'm saying is sometimes when it comes down to certain things, what if that role was reversed? And how would you want someone to carry you? So sometimes when people are having these rough instances, and people lie, you don't know people from Adam. I get it. So I'm not faulting her for doing all that, but knowing that this man threatened her and heard him threaten her,
she was wrong.
She should have went back to the people, got the supervisor and say, "Yo, that was so messed up."
Absolutely. All I'm saying is she was wrong. That's number one. I'm agreeing with that. All I'm saying to you is his level of energy towards her wasn't the same as the female, but she was wrong too. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you. But she did tell him to go over there, go ahead. She still could have not. She could have let it go. But she didn't. She was wrong. All I'm saying is he was the extra aggressor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She could have reported. She could have did all that. She could have
reported.
But she didn't. She's wrong for
so
that.
guess where he ended up at? End up on the scene of the bank robbery.
Yep.
And he would have took the shot. You don't think he would have?
I definitely know he would.
Because what did he say to her?
He was going to kill her.
I'm going to find something legal for me to kill you.
Yeah.
And at that point, you insinuating someone's robbing the bank because they didn't know this backstory. He would have made sure he shot her ass.
For sure. But let me tell you why I love the movie, right? Because, and why I spark an emotion, why it causes emotion. Number one, man or woman, the fact that she was still to have the ability to still give, even in the midst of not having nothing.
Absolutely.
Because she still gave Sinbad some change when he asked. She said she didn't have it, but she came back and she gave it to him. Right? That was one aspect. Two, she never quit. Bro, she didn't have the money for the rent.
Everybody was against her.
Everybody.
Only one that wasn't against her was the female that was working at her job. She offered her the money.
Yes.
But even the landlord was against her.
Of course. So she didn't sing. She said she didn't have any help. She didn't sing. So my thing is, as you said, we never know what a person's going through in the midst of this chaotic world, right? But there's nothing wrong with kindness. right? If you're able to
It don't pay.
give kindness, and it made me reflect on me as a person. What kind of person I am, right? What kind of leaders are we, right? So the thing about it is, we're never too good to not be kind to somebody. You're never too high to be kind to somebody. You know what I mean? So she still was able to try her best to figure it out, and she still was a positive person, bro. Even in the midst of the bank, she still was positive. So I felt like, bro,
It was pushed on her. I think
I felt like no matter what we go through, somebody always got it worse. So be grateful for where you're at.
absolutely.
So be grateful.
She was just trying to get her daughter to $40.
Bro,
She kept on talking about, and so
yeah,
the thing about it is sometimes you ever get to a point, and the reason why it touched me so bad because I mean so good because you ever get to a point where sometimes doing the right things, still you're doing the wrong things.
something about that.
And I'm gonna say this, even like how she was demanding, yo, she just wanted her. She could have did everything wrong, right? She could have killed the guys, took all the money,
Yeah.
ran off. She still had a level head to a certain extent of, yo, this is not me.
I just want
This
my
is
check.
I just want my check.
Yeah.
I just want my $500. I see that I can get more money out of this.
Yeah.
But the reason why you're pushing me to pointing this gun at you because you're not doing what the simple shit I'm asking
Yeah.
you. Your
You're not
job.
listening to me.
You're not listening to me.
You're judging me.
You're
You
judging
see
me
me a million times.
You see me a million times. You judge me.
Yeah.
You see the blood on the check.
Yeah.
You're not giving, since I don't have an ID. So sometimes I'm not saying when it comes down to certain things, break the law when it comes down to your job.
Yeah.
But sometimes go the extra mile. Well, listen, man, let me talk to my manager. I know I see you all the time, and I'm about for you to say I see you all the time.
Yeah.
But let me talk to my manager.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes us as people, we don't go the extra mile.
But here's the thing about
and we
that
just
is-
think about self.
But you gotta look at it like this because they set it up perfectly. You had three different women in there with three different personalities.
And 3 different generations.
Facts. And the one girl couldn't relate.
She could not.
She couldn't relate.
She could not.
Two things.
She just was
I
thinking
felt like
about
she
self.
come from privilege,
Privilege.
right? Or she never been in a situation when her life happened like
Yep. Or she never been in a situation where she had to sacrifice for someone else.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? So cool. It gave a perspective of 3 different opinions from 3 different women, which is phenomenal, bro. You know what I'm saying? And what's the best way to talk to somebody through relatability? Right? Even if you look at the negotiation tactics, and they used Teyana Taylor because she was relatable, and the guy said, "Oh, she doing great. Let's keep her there.
Let's keep her there.
Let's keep her there."
But how many times do you see certain situations where you establish that relationship or you establish that bond and someone come in and try to ruin it?
Try to ruin it.
Try to ruin it.
Try to
It
ruin
was already what you always say was if it ain't broke, don't fix
Don't
it.
fix it, bro. But
So
the
therefore,
ego sometimes get in the way.
The ego get in the way.
Ego get in the way.
Like the ego just got the best of him, and he wanted to complete the deal without allowing her to.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to lay down the line.
Yeah.
Teyana Taylor, she went against the grain.
Right. She did.
Because she knew in her mind, she felt in her heart like, yo, this is not really what it seems.
And she didn't do that.
Yep.
She's not robbing the bank.
She's not robbing the bank because even her partner.
Yeah, he was
at first. He was like, "Yo, nah, this is what it is.
Yeah,
She did this. This is what it is."
Yeah.
And another woman, another black woman, was able to step in and be like, "Yo, nah, I got you, sister.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah.
Of course, we got to make the arrest and everything, but I know your story.
Yeah.
So therefore, I think sometimes, man, it's good to take a step out of yourself.
Well, that two things I will say. It's also good if we look at policing, bro. You got to have some type of relatability, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you have no relatability, then you can't understand. You can't confide or relate. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. The second thing is, what don't always judge a book by its cover. Figure it out. Investigate the case, right? Let's hear her out, right? And also pull from your personal experience if you can. Teyana Taylor was able to pull from my personal experience, which gave the person a sense of she cared. I feel seen. She see me. She just wanted to be seen, bro. She felt invisible in the world with so many people.
And but you know why? She was mentally broken. She was
even
Oh,
unseen before that.
Huh?
I'm talking about Taraji. She said if she didn't have help, Right? She come from trauma
Oh
from
yeah,
her mother.
yeah. From her mother.
Mother was negative.
Mother was
You know
negative,
what
and
I'm
you
saying?
see what happened.
Yep.
Had mom call,
Yeah.
and
Mom call.
mom is not trying to. That wasn't a good tactic. Mom wasn't
Yeah.
trying to listen what's going on. Mom was fussing at her. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
You robbing that bank, and
Yeah.
so she stepped away from how she was,
Yeah.
and they had her calm down when about to get her to walk out,
Yeah.
and then she got
Yeah.
that distraction.
Yeah.
How many times are you faced with a challenge where you trying to go down that road
Yeah.
and you trying to do what's right, you trying to be the best you could be, and what
Yeah.
happens is
Yeah.
it's like pulling teeth with the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. So you trying to be a better version of yourself.
You trying to be a better
And
version of
people pulling
yourself,
you back.
but people pulling you back. People want you
Yeah.
to be. People want you to result to the old you.
But I'm gonna hit you what you always tell other people. Stay focused on the mission. You know what I'm saying? And the beautiful thing about it is she had the lady there by her side, even though she knew the baby was dead. I'll still take care of the baby.
I got you.
I'll take care of the
I
baby.
got you.
I'll come visit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think she meant it.
She just and sometimes you just need to hear that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you going through something
Yeah.
and you at your lowest point,
Yeah.
you just need to hear someone to say, "I got you,"
I got you.
even if they don't know, and know what's next, so they don't know what how to move forward from it. But like, yo, you hearing somebody saying, "Yo, I got you,"
Yeah.
grabbing your hand and lift you back up. I think at times, man, it just is
got you.
needed. Don't touch me.
I got
But I'm serious, man, because it kind of put me in a space where a reflection. You know what I mean? A reflection on life and what life is precious.
It is, yo. Beautiful.
But the thing about it is, one thing that's promised to us is death.
Sure.
That's what's promised to us. So sometimes, like, even if you don't want to, just give it a try.
So if we know that death is promised, then why don't we live?
Because we're worried about it.
You can't control that.
You can't control it, but a lot of times that's why you sit stuck in a place. So I was watching, and the piggy off of that, kind of.
Yeah.
I was watching something where a female, she had stage 4 cancer.
Right.
And she's going on her journey, stage 4 cancer, and I think they were trying to see if she had bone cancer or if it went to her brain. And man, I was watching her today on Instagram, and she was just so happy. And although she had stage 4 cancer, but the doctor ran the test, blood work and everything, and came back and told her that it didn't spread to her brain. And so the thing about it is, every time I see someone fighting for their life, it gives me a reflection to understand where I am, how far I have come. You know what I mean? How healthy I am currently. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because it's a sad day when you're sitting here and you're fighting for your life. I have anxiety, and no one told me I got a terminal illness. Just imagine someone with a terminal illness and know their time is shorter than what they expected.
Absolutely.
And still got to live through life. So at times, man, we be so worried about it. One of my friends, I'm not gonna mention his name, but we had to talk. He know who he is. We had to talk the other day.
Right.
And sometimes we don't realize how grateful we are.
Sure.
We don't realize how blessed we are.
Yeah.
So basically, me and him was talking, and I felt like it was me. It was me talking to you, and you pointing into me to tell me like, "Yo, what are you talking about, champ? Like, you're blessed. You don't understand what you have.
Need a reminder.
Need a reminder." So me and him talked for a while, and he was like, "Man, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did this." And this guy, got a couple dollars. And I'm just like, bro.
What would that mean?
I know, but I was like, bro, somebody is worse that don't have what we have at all.
Absolutely.
And for you to sit here, and I'm not saying you're complaining, but you're sitting here saying, "Oh, what if this happened? What if that happened?" But what if it happened to someone that's less than you? That has less than you? What look at them.
I think that what happens is
and I was just telling him how because me and him together worked part-time together, was in survival mode together, working 4 and 5 part-times, up half the night riding sleds through Charles Village at one point, just to get $1.
Yeah.
And now you see where we came from.
Yeah.
So I had to explain to him. He was like, he sent me a text. He said, "Man, I'm glad you said that."
Yeah.
I'm glad you said, because sometimes we complain so much about what's wrong in our life, and just see what she went through.
Absolutely.
Her life was so much worse. No,
Yeah.
no man. It was no man.
Nobody.
Nobody. Her
bro.
shit was on the front lawn.
Yo, and I've been
The
there
baby
before.
medicine
That
too.
shit's tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? That you come home and you see all your shit set out there like that, bro. That's just like, bro, damn, bro, I'm at rock bottom. And the landlord wasn't showing no signs of empathy,
of it,
bro.
until she saw her on that live.
So she saw her on that live.
And she saw the full story. But sometimes,
but all that shit happened in one day.
Yep, one day.
One day, bro.
That's somebody's life.
One day, bro.
Right now.
Right now.
Every day.
Yeah.
And I just look at all the women. I think my father told me before. My father's very kind, and he would do stuff like he'll see a woman when I was a kid. He'll see a woman on the bus stop with her kids, and he'll ask her like, "Hey, where you live? I can take you," because that's just how he was. You know, I mean, how he is.
That
because the thing, it's different now. But I'm just saying that's just how he was. Like, yo, just imagine catching a bus. Yeah. Yo, my 17-year-old got a car right now.
Yeah.
She would never. I mean, I'm not gonna say she would never. God willing, she would never have the experience catching a bus with her kids, 3 and 4 and 5 kids.
Yeah. I think the world has gotten away from comments, right? And I think that we got away from gratitude. I think I was listening to something. They were saying, man, we thank God for a lot of things, but we gotta thank God for the small things. Like, God, thank you, I got fingers. Thank you, I got eyes. Because when you don't have those things, you yearn for them. Like, so just imagine a person having who missing something in their body part, or your back hurting. Damn, God, my back.
But what if you couldn't walk? What if you was in a wheelchair?
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta thank God for just the limbs, the small things, and stick to gratitude. I think the more that we started accruing in life and started gaining, sometimes we gotta remind ourselves or be grateful.
Yeah, and stop because it looks like when you complain, it really is a sign of ungrateful. You being ungrateful.
You're very ungrateful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think that, like, and then the thing that things in life is gonna happen.
It happens.
We can't control it.
You can't control it. You just gotta get through it.
And I always say just same thing before. We're not gonna get so deep in parts. Is what chapter and what chapter is this for me right now? And God, what are you trying to reveal to me? What you always say?
Yeah, well, God, whatever you're doing in the season, God, don't do it without me.
Yeah, so we got to remind ourselves consistently about that, right? That's why I think sometimes, and you said something that was very important, is we got to be mindful where our distractions go, where our attention goes to, what we reading, what we looking at, where our energy is, right? Because sometimes that shit can pull you away from gratitude. So I love the movie, bro. I cried. I loved it. I could watch it again.
I could watch it again.
I watch it again. So now I watch it with my wife.
And hopefully we apologize ahead of time if this was a spoiler, right? Because some people haven't had the opportunity to watch the movie. But I don't think we gave as much. So I think you should check it out.
You should check the movie
And we're
out.
not being promoted by Tyler Perry.
Not at all. We should though.
Tyler Perry did his good one with this one.
Yes. Well, it also didn't seem like a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
But most people said that. Right? It wasn't your typical Tyler Perry movie. And he picked a great cast. Picked a great cast. So shout out to the cast.
Shout out to the cast.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I think we wanted to highlight the movie, but at the same time, Black women, we see you.
We see you.
We see you.
And listen, keep striving.
Yeah.
Keep pushing.
We understand the struggles, man.
We understand the struggles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So just keep on pushing.
Yeah.
But man, I really enjoyed it. And, I'm really good. I'm happy that we can talk about.
Before we get off of this, though, I got a good question, though. So, because we was talking on the phone, right?
Listen,
you were saying you didn't cry, you didn't get emotional on this one, right?
Yep.
But you cried on Set It Off. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. So you cried when Cleo got shot?
When Cleo got killed, man.
So that was more touching than this.
Remember what I said.
What
See,
you
this
said?
is you like a reporter. What I said is the setting I was in.
Oh, okay.
When I was watching the movie.
Got you.
That's what took away.
So what setting you was in when you watched Set It Off?
I just heard the song day after day.
The music killed you.
If they'd have played the music.
Hey, yo, hold on, yo.
Hey, yo. Lee, if they would have played the music while she was going through all that, it would have broke me, Chad.
It don't be the moment, it be the music.
Be the music. Hey, yo, I'm real big on music.
A nigga put on Amazing Grace. You're like, yo, who put that on there? Who? Yo, you know a nigga cried with Amazing Grace.
The tears start falling.
Yo.
So I think if Tyler could have put the music on
Yo,
when she was going through that,
yo.
man, I would have bawled.
Hey, yo, look, right? So, you know what's
Hey, Lew, I would have balled out crying.
hey,
No
yo,
lie.
hey, yo, you know what's funny is? But you watching something, you like, nigga, and you crying, nigga? Like, am I crying? What the fuck am I crying for? Hey, yo, you alright? Hey, yo, and you trying to stop, but that shit be boiling. It's like, damn. Hey, yo,
That's how you was?
Yo, nah, not like that. Yo, she was watching the movie, yo. I swear to God, boy, she was crying like a nigga was whooping her ass. I was like, damn. Hey, yo, that's
Listen,
crazy.
when I say
Yo, that's crazy.
if he would have turned on that song,
Yeah.
I'd have been all done. I'm crying right now just thinking about it.
Yo,
I'd have been all done.
it be the music, yo.
It'd be the music.
It's what they do in the funerals, yo.
Yeah.
They put that damn music on, yo.
I'm going up to yonder.
Boy, it's the Amazing Grace for me.
Listen,
they put that goddamn Amazing Grace on. You like, yo, come on, yo. Come on, yo.
I remember I heard, just real quick, this is after my grandmother passed, and one of my favorite songs is Donnie McClurkin and Stan. And for a long time, I couldn't listen to that song without crying. I remember one day I'm driving and I was crying on my way to work, and I know I looked so ugly. And I was in a work car, so it was no tent. People just looking at me. I'm boo-hooing. Snot all over the steering wheel and everything. Because it get to me. So again, to answer your question, when Cleo died and they played that song, I think everybody cried.
On that right there?
On that one right there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I had another song with Brandy and I'll find a way to get through.
Yeah.
If they play that song, I'm crying.
Yo.
I'm crying.
Bro,
it's just some songs that just put you there.
It's be the music.
It'll be the music.
If they put some sexy girl on, I can do no cry.
I ain't no cry.
Oh, they put that on. But listen, man, we appreciate you, man.
It. Yeah, I almost died over there.
Man. You know, it's good. So, you know, we wanted to reflect on that episode. You know, Black women, all women. I'm sorry, we see you, right, and we acknowledge your pain.
But it's crazy that we touching in on this episode because women created us.
For sure.
And on Sunday is Father's Day.
That's crazy.
So I want to tell you, Chan, happy Father's Day.
For sure, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Father's Day is coming up.
That's a big deal. So happy Father's Day.
Father's Day to your fathers, man.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day. But we were created by Black women. So that it just ties into our part today.
Yeah.
So listen, congratulations to the women.
Yeah.
But it's our weekend, Chan.
Oh, yeah.
And I better not see no woman out there talking about happy Father's Day, girl. No, give us our day.
Hey, yo, listen. And don't get your nigga no socks. No stinking ass cologne, and no tank tops, yo.
Listen,
come on, bro.
I need some socks and some tank tops, so I don't know who you talking about.
Hey, yo, that's like the
see when you got somebody that don't wear none of that stuff. He don't wear boxes. He don't wear tank top. He just got a shirt and some pants on.
Yo, you lucky.
He's a walking yeast infection.
Yo, you lucky they can't see you because you got no day to do. They can't see. You lucky they can't see these days to do.
But listen.
What's up?
To touch into it. We had the finals.
At the finals.
OKC
1-1.
1-1. What you still got? You still got OKC?
For sure.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I think you know luck played this way for yeah.
I'm giving the 4-2.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yo, listen, that boy SGA is unstoppable.
Yeah.
His mid range is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Hey yo, somebody had something up, and I think it was some either New York fan or Pacers fan. They had start, cut, and bench. I mean start, bench, and cut. So they had Halliburton as starting.
Oh, because he had
SGA as bench, and they had Brunson as cut. I'm like, listen, I would have put SGA, Brunson, and then Halliburton.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm asking you the same question too.
Go ahead.
Okay? We talked about it earlier.
I ain't answering that question.
Let the people hear how crazy you sound. Okay. Cut, start, bench. You ready?
Nah, start, bench,
cut.
Right.
Shut up. Nigga, say anything. Start, cut, bench. Nigga, say anything.
All right.
Grant Hill, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. All prime years. All prime.
What I said this morning when he called me, I was half asleep. I said Vince, Tracy, and cut Grant Hill. But I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
Oh, why you switching it now? Because the chat?
No, not
W the chat. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Tracy, Grant, and then Vince. And the reason being, I'm thinking of Vince being that ducker and that glorified
dunker.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, him being all around player.
Okay, so I'm asking you this question. So
And Tracy McGrady was Metafy.
So Tracy
Magnify.
McGrady's career was better than Grant Hill's?
Yeah, Grant Hill. Only reason being injury hurt Grant Hill, yo.
Injuries hurted Tracy McGrady.
Yeah. Grant Hill was the shit when he played for the Pistons too.
Grant Hill was the shit. And when he played for the Magic.
Yeah. But listen,
Yo, you geeking.
we want y'all to tap in. You know what I mean? Check the pod out. Give us some ideas. And we want y'all to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Woo! Go ahead, one more time.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. But I still don't know if that's in order, because when you put it down,
it's not.
It's not.
But it's better than what you did before.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Okay.
We're gonna do it that way.
That works for you?
It works for me.
All right, cool. Listen, man, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you when we see you. W the chat. Stream coming live.